How can we implement this relationship? Let's start. Before that, we need to keep in mind two principles. The first one is, can the relationship be stored? And the second one is the solution simplest? Let's go. Our first option, first thinking is that, do we need to make any changing in this table? Let's say that we keep it like this, don't change anything. Ask ourselves, from this table, from these two tables, do we know what faculty that Emma, the students, belong to? Or in here, computing, given computing, do we know what students studying in computing? The answer is no. And because of that, we don't have this option 1. We need to change something. So let's go to option 2. Change something. Right. So let's say that I copy everything to here. It means that in the table faculty, I put student ID, student name, and student year of birth, in here. I put all the columns of the students table into this faculty table. So we have the second principle. Is it the simplest solution? We know that in database, given the ID, we always able to retrieve other attribute. For example, given ID is S01, we will be always able to retrieve name, year of birth, and etc. It means that in here, if I put 01 in here, I don't need the name, I don't need the year of birth, I don't need all the other attributes of the student. I don't need it, because the student ID, given the student ID, I can retrieve all the other attributes easily. So the second option is wrong, because it's not the simplest solution. So no second solution. Let's go to the third solution. So the third solution is, we only get the student ID columns in here. Now, given Emma study computing, so we need to fill in Emma in here. Student ID S01. Oliver's study business, so we got S02 in here. Now, Isabel study computing. So we have problem in here. Should we put Isabel in here also? 03? We cannot, because this one is the foreign key. Foreign keys is only one key. This one cannot. Can we create another row of computing with the student ID 03 in here? No, we cannot, because this one is what? ID. ID is unique. This one and this one is not unique. So we cannot put the data like this. It means that this solution 3, put in the student ID in this table, in the faculty table, not work. We need to find another solution. So it means that we cannot put the column into the faculty. How about this? We put the column into the student table. So let's see that in here I have faculty ID columns in here. Okay, so let's go. Emma study computing, so if F01. Oliver Oliver study business F02, Isabel computing F01, Williams engineering 03, engineering 03. Look good, right? So we can store the relationship in here, and the solution look like simplest. We go to the final check. It means that from given the faculty ID, can I retrieve all the students? So for example, given the faculty ID is F02, can I retrieve all students? This situation is Emma and Isabel. We can start from here, and we can start from here. So faculty IDs F01, we can retrieve this whole column and this whole column. So we have retrieved two whole columns, which is two students study in computing. So we can retrieve it. Now, given the student ID, can we retrieve the respective faculty? For example, given the student ID S04 in here, Williams in here, can we retrieve the faculty that Williams study? Yes, we can. This is the one. From the F03 is the ID. I can retrieve everything in here. It means that we can store the relationship, and the solution is simplest. This is the option 4, and this is the solution for our one-to-many relationship. So you can see that in one-to-many relationship, we only need to create another column, and this another column is the foreign key, and this is from the many side. From the many side, we put a foreign key to the one side, and this is the how we can implement the one-to-many relationship. So in this video, I show you how to implement the one-to-many relationship. I show you 4 options slowly, and then how only the option 4 can work. If you want to test your understanding, there's a quiz over here. Right? So a department has many staff, and the staff only works on one department. What are the possible structures of the database? You have A, this, B, this, C, this, or D, this one. There may be one or more solution. So thanks for watching the video.